Good Thursday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. We have more severe weather potential today into Friday across especially the southern plains. That does include the threat for tornadoes, and then a major warming trend with above normal temperatures that takes us into this weekend. And then energetic weather pattern will persist into next week with multiple rounds of storms. We'll get into those details later on in today's video. But looking at the infrared satellite imagery as of this morning, it is busy across the western United States and the southern plains as an active subtropical jet feeds in a lot of Pacific moisture and the Gulf of Mexico opening up. We definitely have multiple rounds of storms on the way across the southern plains. But as you see across the eastern two-thirds of the country and into southeastern Canada, it is pretty quiet here as of this morning, and it actually is crisp as well. Temperatures this morning are into the 30s and 40s across the eastern two-thirds of the country on up there into southeastern Canada, but across the Great Plains in the western United States, as we have that building upper level ridge in place, temperatures will be warming up here from the 50s this morning well into the 70s and 80s this afternoon. And in fact, our 24-hour temperature change across the upper Midwest and the Great Plains in some spots have been 10 to 20 degrees warmer this morning than just 24 hours ago yesterday morning. So definitely a warm up is in place, and this will continue for the foreseeable future. But if you guys like detailed weather breakdowns on North America, including southern Canada, the United States, and the tropics, now is the time to subscribe to the channel down below, and you get weather videos each and every morning at 9 a.m. on this channel. It's also very important to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below the video. It helps to get all of this weather information out to as many people as possible, so I definitely appreciate it. But going through today, we have a short wave moving down here across the southern plains, and it's activated here with a very active subtropical jet as well. So that means we're going to be opening up the Gulf of Mexico and bringing some Pacific moisture in with it. Dew points will be rising into the 50s as far north as Lincoln, Nebraska, near the Omaha region on southbound towards portions of the Gulf Coast. So definitely seeing a deep moisture reservoir with this system, and weak to moderate instability values all the way up here into portions of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, with the higher values of energy down here into central portions of Texas today. And that is the very area where we are watching for severe storms from Tulsa back here through Oklahoma City, down into the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex here, Wichita Falls, San Angelo, and also the San Antonio region. You guys are under that level 205 in the yellow shaded color. That is that slight risk for severe storms. And with that, we could be talking about some significant 2-inch or larger type of hailstorms with this system here as we go up here in toward Woodward, Oklahoma, the Enid region, El Reno, and then farther southbound into Abilene, San Angelo, and San Antonio, Texas as well. We got to be watching out for the potential of some significant 2-inch or larger diameter hailstones later on today. And a couple of these storms could be rotating as well, especially up here in the northwestern Oklahoma and southern Kansas, places like Enid, getting down toward El Reno, Elk City, and Woodward, Kansas, and even around the Oklahoma City metro area. We definitely have to be watching out for some supercells capable of producing tornadoes later on today. So starting off here at the noon time frame, some elevated thunderstorms across eastern Oklahoma. These likely could be producing some quarter-size hail, maybe a brief 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. We're probably not talking about any tornadoes with these storms during the noon time frame, but it's as we get toward mid to late afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon, we'll start to develop some isolated to widely scattered supercells from southern Kansas through central and western Oklahoma down into central Texas here. And if you get under one of these storms, they could turn severe with damaging winds, very large hail, and also a couple of tornadoes through the afternoon hours. This will push farther off to the east, turn more into a hail and damaging wind threat rather than a tornado threat through the evening hours at your 9 o'clock time frame as it pushes through the Dallas-Fort Worth area. up here toward Tulsa here as well through that time frame. And then as we get toward the midnight time frame, tension does turn more to northeastern Oklahoma as a complex of storms develops as an MCS cluster across the Oklahoma City metro area over toward Tulsa. This would become more of a damaging wind threat overnight into towards your Friday morning. But looking at the jet stream on Friday, again, we still have that active subtropical jet with the Pacific moisture and the Gulf of Mexico moisture as well. So we're going to have dew points rising back into the 60s and low 70s as well across the southern plains and the Arklatex on Friday tomorrow. And this does signal an even stronger reservoir of instability on your Friday. Dew points will be rising to the 70s. So therefore, instability could be rising 2,000 to 3,000 plus joules per kilogram, which is considered strong instability here as well. So this will be on your Friday, and that does spell the risk for more storms and severe weather as well, especially from Dallas down toward the San Antonio region with that slight risk for severe storms. And then we have a marginal risk farther off to the east here toward the Arklamis region here into Little Rock, Memphis, and down in towards the Jackson, Mississippi region, mainly over here for damaging winds and large hail. And we do have to watch out for the threat for, again, significant hail over 2 inches in diameter across portions of central Texas during your Friday, and also do have to include the threat for tornadoes. So if you live near Dallas, Fort Worth, down toward portions of the San Antonio region, watch out for a couple of tornadoes going through your Friday timeframe along and west of the I-35 corridor. So waking up on your Friday morning, getting out the door for work or school, we have to be watching out for this MCS cluster as it pushes across the Fayetteville region, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and gets down here into southeastern Oklahoma, likely on the leading edge, producing 60, perhaps 70 mile per hour wind gusts and some large hail. That will move farther to the south and east and lose its luster through the day, through the noon time frame, as it pushes through Little Rock into Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and then down here toward the mouth of the Mississippi River as we get toward your Friday evening. But the attention turns back toward the west. Early Friday evening, isolated supercells could be firing up with very large hail once again, and also a couple of isolated tornadoes. These could be pressing again from the Red River area here north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex toward the Sherman, Texas area, and then on south and westbound toward portions of San Antonio. Any one of these areas could be popping up an isolated popcorn supercell or two through the evening hours we have to be watching out for. But going through the weekend, the building ridge is there. We have building heights across the eastern 2/3 of the country on Saturday into Sunday. So as a result, temperatures will be rising back into the 70s and 80s farther north across the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, with the 90s showing up here in the mid 90s down here across the Dallas-Fort Worth area towards Wichita Falls and portions there of the San Antonio region as we go through your Saturday. And even on Sunday, more 90s for portions in North Texas up here toward Wichita Falls, Abilene, and then we have 80s moving up there toward the Des Moines area, also in towards St. Louis and the Kansas City area. So definitely watch out for that on your Sunday. And with the building warmth, we have the building moisture as well. So we have dew points rising back into the 60s as far north as the Midwest on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the moisture takes off all the way up to the north to the Twin Cities. We could have 60-degree dew points on Sunday. And this will contribute to a very large instability reservoir across the middle of the country, across the Mississippi Valley from Sunday into Monday, especially on May 7th into May 8th. And we have to watch the flow over top of this ridge as it builds. We have some stronger flow over top of this moisture reservoir, and this could spell out the chance for a couple of MCS clusters or complexes of storms during that Sunday into Monday timeframe. So looking at Sunday morning, we got a low pressure system developing across the Central Plains. Not too much happening here. Some isolated showers and storms, probably more garden variety storms from Green Bay down here into eastern Illinois through your Sunday morning. As we get through Sunday afternoon, an organizing area of low pressure will be across western Iowa. And again, some elevated thunderstorms from the Twin Cities down toward Omaha, Des Moines, Iowa. Those areas we could be seeing some damaging winds and large hail through the afternoon on Sunday. Then whatever happens downstream from that, however this system evolves into Sunday night, we could see the potential for an MCS complex move through parts of the Midwest and the Western Great Lakes Sunday night and into Monday morning, with the highest coverage likely across Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and eastern Iowa, and the northern parts there of Indiana into your Monday morning time frame. So right now, my severe weather confidence is still medium up here across the Western Great Lakes region. This does include Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Chicago, getting over here toward portions of the Davenport Quad Cities, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Those areas will be at a higher risk for potentially some severe storms, especially Sunday afternoon through your Monday morning time frame, and then a lower confidence area down here across the southern plains into Arkansas, getting into northern Louisiana, North Texas, portions of Oklahoma, to southern Kansas during that Sunday afternoon through Monday morning time frame, with some supercell thunderstorms with the potential of a couple of tornadoes possible down across these areas. But as we go through next week, the temperature outlook does remain the same, with a well above normal temperatures favored along and east of the Rockies. So we're going to be warming up through much of next week as well, really taking us to the Mother's Day weekend on Saturday, May 13th. And across the western third of the country, a trough will bring below normal temperatures for places like Oregon, Washington State, getting into California, Nevada, and the western Four Corners region into Utah and Arizona through next week. And it will be active. So over top of that ridge, we're going to see some active weather across the Pacific Northwest, the northern plains, but also underneath the ridge, we'll try to see more rainfall with well above average precipitation across portions of Texas and getting across the Gulf Coast states through the Carolinas and Florida during that next week time frame. And again, the flow remains the same. We have the trough across the west with the big dip in the jet stream, bringing the cooler temperatures farther to the south, but the building upper level ridge across the eastern two-thirds of the country into next week, we have to watch that flow over top of that, with more potentially complexes of storms developing over top of that through that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday timeframe in towards next week. And looking at that time frame, the instability values will be building moderate to strong instability across the heartland of the country, really centered on the Mississippi Valley for Tuesday and Wednesday. That continues, but a little farther south on Thursday, with the stronger values of instability found down here across the southern plains into the Arklatex regions as we get towards late next week. But as a result, even if you don't see any severe storms, we likely will have a lot of efficient rainfall producers out there if you do get under a thunderstorm at all. Likely seeing widespread 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, really centered across the Mississippi Valley from the Twin Cities down through St. Louis into Memphis and all the way down toward New Orleans, and also some more active weather across the Pacific Northwest into Washington State, Oregon, Northern California, Northern Nevada here, Idaho, getting into Montana, and even southwestern Canada up here near the Vancouver region. We could be seeing a couple of inches of rain through that Thursday, May 11th timeframe, a week from today, but very dry down here across Phoenix, getting into portions of the Albuquerque area into New Mexico and West Texas during the next 5 to 7 days. Well, if you want additional weather forecast updates here, click the description down below and follow me on Twitter at hweather420. I definitely appreciate that. And also, thank you guys so much for watching my videos and liking my videos, commenting down below, and all the new subscribers out there. I definitely appreciate all the support here on this channel. Make sure to press the like button down below, the thumbs up button as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new, and also hit the notification bell to get all of my daily weather forecast updates on this channel. Have a great Thursday, everybody, and May the 4th be with you, and have a great rest of your week.